What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and thank you for tuning in. And obviously you guys saw the title. I'm gonna be talking about the H&R Lawrence Springs. I'm gonna give you like all the in-depth, pretty much like the driving feel of the car, what I think about the springs, which springs you guys should consider getting, as well as giving you a few tips on what to do or what to expect when you do install these springs on your CLK 500 or even your any CLK or pretty much any Mercedes. Let's begin with the video real quick. I'm super excited to share with you guys what I think about it. All right, so right off the bat, obviously the springs makes the car look super aggressive. The reason why I got the springs is because obviously I want to lower the car in terms of like aesthetics looks, and as well as drivability in terms of like, you know, handling, less body roll. And yeah, those were the two reasons why. So if you look at it right now, this thing is sitting pretty neat. Now I can only fit about barely 2 fingers, but 1 finger, sure, but like I can't fit the second finger in between, and that's like perfect for me and what I like. Obviously it takes away the gap from the wheel fender. If you check out the rear right here, obviously it sits a little bit lower, but in terms of level wise, in terms of level rake, and this is a positive rake, so basically what that means is the front is lower than the rear. So in terms of going through like mountain runs or canyon runs, this thing is ready for that. I think a normal rake is considered like leveled from front to rear, so that's what that means if you guys don't exactly know what that meant. Let's see, so these springs I went with, they are the 1.4 in the front and 1.1 in the rear. Now let me talk about that just a little bit for you guys. So pretty much approximately it's supposed to drop at 1.4 in the front and 1.1 in the rear, but it goes a lot lower than that, considering looking at the height after installation. I would say it probably lowers it a good probably a good two and a half in the front, and in the rear probably a good 1.5, I would say, maybe 1.6. So yeah, that's how it actually sits. So in consideration on the springs you guys should get, depending on your wheel setup and how high your car is sitting, if you do go the route with the 1.4 in the front and the 1.1 in the rear, consider this, it's gonna drop more than that, probably a good, like I said, a good 2 inch in the front. And the other setup you can get is the 1.4 in the front and the 1.3 in the rear. And with the 1.3, that's even gonna drop massively compared to this right here. So I mean, just looking at it in general, I would say if your wheel gap is not as like huge in the rear over here, then I would say probably stick with the 1.1 instead of the 1.3. I just love the way the 1.1 looks on here. So, and obviously, yeah, it does drop lower than what it says it drops. So that's that, with considering like getting which spec you want. Now the next thing is talking about let's see, okay, let's talk about the installation. When you do get this installed in your car, just make sure you get an alignment, because if you don't, the 2 front tires are gonna wear unevenly on the inside, and yeah, you would have to get new tires, and it's not gonna be pretty. So that's that with that. Just, you know, just a one tip. I know you guys are probably aware of getting an alignment after installing the springs, but just wanted to mention that out there for you guys. In terms of drivability, man, I love the way it handles now. Less body roll, feels more sporty, stiff on the road, more planted to the road, which is freaking amazing. I wish you guys can like experience the feel of how the car drives now, but I love it. To be honest, I would recommend this setup if you guys are thinking about doing it or haven't considered doing it. All right, so the next thing I was gonna talk about are the stock shocks on the car. Now, if you do install this setup, consider replacing the stock shocks in a year or so. I do plan on replacing the stock shocks later down the road, just because of how much it lowers. The H&R spring lowers the car. I want to say it's probably not going to last as long because the stock shocks, what, this car is 15 years old? Yeah, so obviously eventually it's going to go out. Shocks that I'm going to go with like later down the road, they're probably going to be the B8 shocks, and those are pretty good in terms of like pairing them with the H&R springs on the car itself. It gives it a more sporty handle. I don't know if it lowers it a little bit. I don't think if it does, maybe just a tiny bit, but I love the way the car looks now, guys. It looks amazing. Let me just give you a walk around real quick. So yeah, that's that. This was not a super long video. Just wanted to give you guys a rough idea on what to expect when you do get these H&R springs on the car. Like again, I'll highly recommend them. Great mod to do on your car. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.